Sighting in a new, old Wicked Ridge Invader X4 crossbow. William Hovey Smith, 2023. Installing an AccuDraw crank cocker on a Wicked Ridge crossbow. William Hovey Smith, 2023. This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. In preparation for next year's hunting season, we have been getting some things ready. Among them is this Wicked Ridge 10-point crossbow. And there was a good buy on this crossbow, and for less than $400. And it's a rebuilt crossbow and a very excellent one, and actually more powerful than I was using a decade ago. In a shorter, lighter package. And what I was particularly interested in is getting a crossbow with a winder, because I don't have the arm strength I used to have. And when this crossbow arrived, I found it came equipped with an AccuDraw unit, which is not a winder. It is a self-contained rope cocker. Well, I'm not tall enough to actually use a rope cocker on this particular crossbow with its longish barrel, or at least longish for me. If you were 6 feet tall, you would have no problem with it. So we took our AccuDraw off and ordered from 10-point an AccuSlide, which has subsequently arrived. Now this one is the winder, and it fits a number of more recent 10-point crossbows. And here be a universal AccuDraw cocking device with adapter plates. So they have the adapter plate so it'll fit a maximum number of the crossbows. Very important piece, the actual winder roof. Okay. Adapter plates, I have no doubt. And the AccuSlide mechanism, with the hooks being actually what grabs the string. So now we're going to see how we put this stuff on. Among your first tasks is to identify which style of stock your particular crossbow has. Well, as it turns out, mine is obviously this style here. so I will need this adapter plate to go with it. So that being done as a first step, the second step is to remove these covers and actually your draw ropes, because otherwise they interfere with the mounting of the unit itself. And these are Phillips screws. In case you're thinking, well, I'm going to put it on from one side so I don't need to remove both of them. But you have to, because you need to remove the cords. Now we have to get these two screws out right here using a 9/64 inch Allen wrench, they say. Okay. Now this little fellow has to come out. That's got a little bit of Loctite on it. All right, I'm going to get these on the opposite side. We've now gotten to the point where I think we can start putting things together. This mounting plate goes on this side, and you'll see the indents for these, and it is a press fit. There. We're getting toward the end now. When you attach that cover plate, there's a little indent on one side that goes over the knot in the string to make sure everything turns down flush. So you want to make sure you put that right over your knot. And this is how it's carried before the cover plate is put on. I'll detach the handle, and you see how the slide is fitted over the top of the comb and now has tension on it so it doesn't rattle around. We have succeeded. We have progressed from rope cocker to an integral rope cocker, here the AccuDraw, to now the crank powered AccuSlide. We have successfully completed the installation, and the sled pulls easily down just with the fingertips, hooks onto the string, and with the crank proceeds to very easily wind up and cock. So this is something I can do from the tree stand, which is exactly what is desired. So now I'll just slowly unwind it and let it relax and put it back in its rest position. So, this is a success. Yeah, we're making progress towards deer season next year. We're getting ready to install our new scope, and I mentioned to you before that I was ordering one from Hawke, and I did. It arrived, and unfortunately the first one had a cracked lens. Okay, well, I had to send it back, and they replaced it. Now these Hawke scopes carry a lifetime guarantee. Well, that's good. Now these rings were set up for a different scope, obviously. So let's see how they're going to do. Yeah, looks like they'll go. All right. We shall see. Now, let's see how she will fit. This is obviously up. Not like that, I suppose. Yeah, that gives me a little back and forth. Okay, I'm going to tighten these down and then we'll get around to sighting in. This scope is specifically designed as a crossbow scope. The figures here represent feet per second, and this crossbow puts out about 405 feet per second. So I put the index here at approximately 400, and I'm going to tighten this set screw, and that will fix that. Turning this knob here is your range. So that would be 40 yards. That 20. And that 10. Well, at 10 yards, one would hope we would hit something. We're almost exactly on line right here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches high. Okay. Well, this is at 10 yards. Yeah, I want to adjust it down. And we withdraw our point. And we have damaged our shaft. Adjusted 10 clicks down, same arrow, almost same hole. That was the first one. We're now minus 30 clicks down. And I'm putting on a 125 grain field point instead of the blunt point. 30 clicks added adjustment, dropped it an inch. If I keep cranking down on this thing, I'm going to strip it out. So at 10 yards with 125 grain points, this thing will shoot 1, 2, 2.5 inches high. This was a shot at 20 yards with the range setting at 2. This was a shot at 20 yards with the range setting at 1. No significant difference. I think whatever those settings are, they're purely cosmetic. Aiming here at 30 yards for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches high. Well, finally we have achieved something. At 40 yards I aimed here to correct for windage, and so we have a height of 1, 2, 3, say 3 inches at 40 yards. The wind is kicking up and I've got the target at 50 yards, and if what we're seeing is correct, we should be shooting and hitting at about the same elevation as I aim, although the wind drift is, the wind is gusty and it's getting worse. I'm going to try to shoot between the lulls, but nonetheless I'm going to hold off to the right just in case. I don't want to lose my arrow out there in the weeds somewhere. Well, we got a hit, I heard. Well, let's see where it went. At 50 yards, I aimed here, and the arrow struck 1, 2, 3, 4, say 4 inches low at 50 yards. That means it would have been right-sighted in at about 45 somewhere. So at 50, you're going to have to compensate for elevation and hold over. At 45, you're going to be right about on target. And for closer distances, you're going to have to hold under. But that's typical crossbow shooting. That's not unusual. The crossbow is doing well. But this is our first shooting, and we will try again and see if we can learn how to do this better, just like everyone should do. But now, this is Hawke Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.